heart and soul in, so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions, daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on a mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition ain't. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
So hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went.
Legs on for head, all being moved in a frenzy.
The blends be all the right cred,
meaning credentials.
Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls
in the instrumental.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
What you talking about? Space out your mind.
But can you rock it like rockets, fool?
That's a close encounter of what kind? When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever.
I'm sick with the talk, pass to your receiver.
All about running the spot.
And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather.
Cardio kingpin,
subjugate the dub play.
And you know we can't wait to bring spins.
A-star quizzes, A+ the final.
Vocals we align, we'll move it all
simultaneously over joints we rock.
We earn
30 years so you can say we got
3 turns
live off the board, unlike you and your chess men.
We install doubt in you and your yes men.
And if the game had veins, we'll insert
upheaval the ground.
Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing, relieving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, y'all keep the flow.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
What you talking about? Space out your mind.
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's
fool?
a close encounter of what kind?
Ready, set, steady, back. Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Turn it up, y'all keep the flow.
Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about? Space out your mind.
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
Ready, set, steady, back. But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Yeah. Man, I've been sneezing. Oh, yeah. one up and up is magic.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Right here, right here. Leave it, 48.
Cousins on first down. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games. But maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation. And then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27. And they were off to the Super Bowl. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
First and 10 at the 39.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
36.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
Wide. Okay, Alpha.
From the 41, Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick six last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, first and 10. Cousins now. And Diggs has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
First down. First and 10 at the 40.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a second and 14. Cousins now from the 50. And this one complete to Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On third down, Cousins. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield. So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Kenyon Barner deep for Atlanta. He's going to field this at the 4. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season, and able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 41-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Ryan gets it off to Freeman. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check, 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 check. Shift, shift. Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift. Watch the shift. Check 9, check 9.
3rd and 2, now Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Adrian Claiborne. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And the Falcons
Ready. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Ryan finding Julio out wide. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They toss to Freeman. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And finding the tight end, Hooper. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Bryant keeps it on the sneak. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they ended up marking it short. And now I wonder, will they even do it again on 3rd down?
On the keeper, here's Ryan. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
On to try the field goal now, Phil Dawson. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Dawson's kick is up and through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play fake. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A great return there of 22 yards. The Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. It's caught by Garcon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. There he goes again, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons push further out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To try again after the sack. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. That one goes for 36 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
check. 21.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The tackle there by Stephen Weatherly. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Watch the slip. Watch the slip.
Under 10.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken short. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead, now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 34.
And a Falcon first down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check three. Ready to go.
To throw is Ryan. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Cook. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I know, easy. Hey, seam 6.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. A 1st down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Back to the ground, Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Going deep for Diggs. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now. It's 16-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hey, check. Switch. You go tight. You got to
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
Tuesday.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
61, matchbox, Mike.
Lucky. Shit.
They'll run on 1st down. Freeman. And hang on here. Freeman shaken up. Remaining on the ground after that last play. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
54 Mike. Hey, watch the slant.
This thrown quickly out to Jones. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here we go now with Smith. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Try to punch it in with Smith, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Ito Smith taking it in, and the Falcons push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Anderson Dejo. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Now a play fake here on first down. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Tack McKinley able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Listen to me. Mike 54. Let's go.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
54.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that's caught inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. First down, here's the run with Cook. Down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the red zone now, Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good. 5.
54 Mike. I'm on.
Here's Cousins. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Grady Jarrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins now. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Throwing, Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 26 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Bailey got the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken very short. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Although a jet sweep to start the drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. From the gun, Ryan. That's complete to Smith. And mark him down all the way inside the Minnesota 10. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 70 yards. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now Ito Smith. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Smith. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal.
No gain on the play. It's now 4th and goal.
Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And Dawson's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
At their own 39-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come.
Mm-hmm.